Hey guys, I am back. Happy Monday. Good to see everybody. Well, I can't see y'all, but good to be back for another Monday. If this is your first time joining, welcome to Sip with Joy, a show about a girl, her wine, and her feelings. And I am that girl. I am your host, Joy M. Hutton, serial entrepreneur and lover of food and wine. And speaking of wine, y'all know I always have a sip. That's why it's called Sip with Joy. So I am drinking a Chenin Blanc today, and you know where you can find out about this wine at Sip with Joy on Instagram when I do my little sip of the day. So yeah, welcome again. Happy Monday. I feel like it's been a whole week, but it's only it's only Monday. So, yeah, I'm trying to get my act together over here because a lot has happened. All right. President Biden has stepped down. Kamala Harris, is up for being the nominee for president. So a lot of black girl magic happening out there, people rallying behind her. So, yeah, it's a lot going on. Hey, Elsie. Yeah, and y'all know me and my Capricorn ways. Pray for me, okay? Because this was supposed to be episode 1. Get your shit together, but it's episode 2, so it's okay. I had to, not be in my feelings because Hurricane Beryl would not let me be great. So here I am. We had to make some adjustments, but if anybody knows a Capricorn, we don't really like change. So the struggle is real. Again, pray for me. I'm a work in progress. And I'm going to take my sip. All right. So today, Elsie said, all right. That's my fellow Capricorn boo in the chat. All right, so today's episode, as I said, is titled Get Your Shit Together. All right, because at what point do you hold yourself accountable for the choices that you make, whether that is in friendships, relationships, or your overall well-being? And frankly, I'm tired of hearing people's excuses because it's just day in and day out. I'm tired of it. And I even have to check myself because sometimes when I'm making excuses for my behavior, I got to put myself in check as well because I am not perfect. And like I said, I'm a work in progress. So I got to stop the excuses as well. So I mentioned, making excuses, but some other ways that you may not be holding yourself accountable may be blaming others for your problems or procrastination. Now, procrastination, y'all, that's the bane of my existence. And I don't know what it is. I think I really need to talk to my therapist about this, about why I procrastinate. But this is a big one for me because when I feel overwhelmed, I just want to take a nap. I'm like, nah, I won't do it today. I'm tired all of a sudden, and I often make the excuse that I work well under pressure, and that may very well be true because I actually do work well under pressure, but I need to do better. Where my procrastinators at? Hey, Tarika, perfect timing, something to listen to while I work out. Hey, yes, get that workout on, girl. Yeah, I need to be doing that too. But, and speaking of that, I have committed to doing better, taking care of myself. And I did start a little workout routine. So y'all better watch out, okay? Because summer's not over yet. It's almost over, but summer ain't over yet, okay? And I'm trying to get summertime fine. But if I miss a few days, it's a wrap. Like my routine is shot and it's going to be another month before I get back into that routine. So I don't know if I need an accountability buddy or something, even if it's virtual, but I struggle with the routines. And I'm a very structured person and I need that in my life in order to stick to something, in order to be disciplined. So yeah. And I thought about getting a trainer, but I need somebody that's not trying to kill me. These trainers be doing the most, and I'm like, no, I need to ease into these workouts, please. Hey, Robin, yes, you made it. Darica said, just keep moving, even if it's just 10 minutes a day. Yes. And my dog actually helps me be active. So I get a little exercise. But yes, I start off easy. I got a trampoline, and that's fun. Because I think for me, I can't feel like I'm working out. And then I got issues with germs. So going to the gym, I be all, I'm bringing my Lysol wipes and everything. Y'all, I'm a mess. Okay. But God is working on me. So, someone once told me, don't focus on how you will get there, focus on the outcome. And it's true, because if I start thinking about how long it's going to take for me to lose weight, what are the steps I need to take to get there, I'm not going to do it. I'll procrastinate or just not do it at all. So, I'm working on that. On thinking, the outcome for me is summertime fine, because I want my whole back out. Okay. I want my whole back out for the rest of the year. I want my whole back out. Elsie said, when my clothes start fitting better, that's my inspiration to keep it going. Absolutely. And that's what it is for me too. Like it's the outcome. I'm like, I want to see my cheekbones. I want to see my chiseled chin. I want to see all of that. So again, the outcome, and like I said, I want my back out. Right now I'm not confident about that back out, and I wish I had the confidence of people who wear their back out and they don't care. I'm not there yet. I'm there a little bit, but not all the way there. So y'all send that confidence my way. But I know we've talked about friendships before, but as it relates to this topic, there are just simply some friendships where you grow apart because you want different things and you're evolving and growing as a person, and they aren't. And you've started to set boundaries, or that person only wants to keep you in the past. And I've had so many people do that to me, like, oh, well, I remember when, but I'm not there anymore. I have grown. I have evolved as a person. Don't take me back to that place, because I'm not that same joy. So, and sometimes when you start growing and when people use the word change, they make it seem like it's such a bad thing. Change is not a bad thing. It's a great thing. It can be a great thing. Some people can change for the worse now, but change is not a bad thing. And so I don't know why it has such a negative connotation when you are actually blossoming, you're blooming, you're growing and evolving as a person. So yeah. That's what it is for me. And so I think a lot of times we hold on to friendships because of the length of time we've invested, but that means nothing if the friendship is causing you stress and your peace of mind. So I think as we mature, our needs change, not just in friendship, but in relationships as well. Now, you all know I've been on this journey to find love, but I have committed to my growth and my healing in this process. And you can't say you want something or someone and you have not done your part to make that happen. Like, you have to also do the work. I hear people sometimes talk about this list of things that they want, and they don't have half the things on that list. I'm like, but have you looked at yourself? How are you demanding this of somebody else when you don't have your shit together? So it's very interesting. And I meet so many men who say they are intentional, they want to be married, they want a long-term partner, all these things, and then they start planning our future when in reality they don't have their ish together. And so, they're inconsistent. They're trying to figure out what they want to do with their lives. And granted, I'm still trying to figure it out too. However, if you're selling this idea that you're so stable and you're really not, like, that's not the ideal that we're talking about here. And it's like, we can grow together, but you might be selling wolf tickets on something else. Like, I've had guys who act like they got it, they got it. And then all of a sudden they're like, you gonna pay? Or no, I can't go here with you or what? But I thought you had it, because you telling me about you buying Jordans and you going on this trip and that trip. But really what you say is you ain't got it for me, And so, it's just really interesting. And then, like people are just not being honest about what they really want. And so I'm in a place now where I am paying more attention to not just the things that people say, but what they do. And the red flags are always there, and we have to stop ignoring them. Um, let's see. LC said change is bad unless it's someone else doing it. Yeah. So I'm no longer dragging out a situation because he might have potential. Because I remember, I'm sure we've all heard an elder say you can't marry potential. And now no one is perfect. I don't expect that, but we always know our deal breakers and red flags going into a situation, and we have to be steadfast about that. Take the lessons and keep it moving, because I have dragged some situations out, okay? And I'm like, and then I'm mad at myself later for dragging that out. I think that's why a lot of relationships fail. One person changes, but the other one doesn't. Absolutely. Especially when you look at, I've seen so many people who have been married for like decades, and then all of a sudden they're just like, I'm done. Maybe they stayed together for the kids, or maybe they just grew apart. Because you're like, man, they were married for like 37 years. Why did they divorce? Like, just at that point, why can't you just stick in there together? But if you're not growing together, then you're growing apart. And it definitely does happen. And that also happens in friendships. So I think, when we do have our shit together, we can show up better for ourselves and others. And, I'm in a completely transitional phase in my life, and I've shared this with you all, because I'm pivoting in my career. So I'm pushing myself outside of my comfort zone. I'm inviting in love. I have been open and I'm still trying to remain open, okay? And making sure that I take care of myself, drinking my water, eating my vegetables, and choosing what makes me happy. And that's the biggest thing for me. So there's external happiness, but there's internal joy. And I hadn't heard it put this way until I heard this sermon at church a couple of weeks ago. And I was like, that's it. Because happiness is fleeting. Joy is on the inside. I know y'all like that spin on it, but seriously, it's you are choosing joy. It is internal, but happiness can come and go. And joy can too, but it's more of an internal thing. And so for me, I'm choosing myself. I'm choosing joy. And all of this did not come without me making a decision to get my own act together, because, I had to go through some things. I say I'm a Capricorn. I am stubborn. There's some things I had to relinquish and let go of control on certain things, because I don't have all the answers, and I know that. Hey, walking into her, Robin said we can also go to the extreme and in things before they have a chance to. Balance and alignment is key. Absolutely. Elsie said, I heard a saying, knowing the difference between an investment and a bill. Ooh, I love that. An investment and a bill. Right. But I think a lot of men see us as a bill now. And it's like, that's not true. What happened to investing time? What happened to just, investing time and getting to know someone? Like, y'all, I really need to start a series. Maybe I'll do this on TikTok. Well, I could do it on Instagram too, but I really want to just document these dating chronicles that I've had over the years since I've gotten divorced, because it really is baffling to me. And I'm like, Lord, when that person comes, this man has got to be just magnificent, because I have horror stories, guys. And, I tell people, and not horror stories in terms of like I've had these crazy date situations, but it's just, I'm like, I know there are good men out there. I believe there are. And I've dated good men, but we were just not aligned for whatever reason. But it's just, I'm going to do an episode about this, but it's called Boy Sober. Like, people are really just getting exhausted from the dating process, and they have just decided to essentially just take a break, period, from dating. And I'm like, damn, like just go cold turkey so that you can just get your emotions back in check. And it's like, why do we even have to do that? You know, and I see these posts on Instagram like, y'all don't want us to be honest, but we do. Like, we really do. And if it's the brutal truth, I mean, we have to take it. But anyway, I'm not gonna go there right now. So I had to stop allowing things and people into my life that do not serve me. And that goes for personal, professional relationships. Like, I fired clients because my peace is most important to me. And I've had to say no. Elsie said, OMG, girl, I think we can write a book on dating stories. I think we all can. You know, maybe I have people submit their dating stories and I talk about them, you know, because this is just, you know, one a week on Instagram. Y'all let me know if y'all open to that. We'll see. But, you know, so in order for me, what me getting my act together looked like was just releasing negative self-talk. You know, we are our worst critics, and I am just super critical of myself. I think I blame it on my mama and daddy. Are you watching Mommy and Daddy? No, I can't blame them forever, but I've always been that way, just even as a child, just super critical of myself. But I am a recovering perfectionist. But releasing doubts, avoiding having difficult conversations, because it's not comfortable. It's not a comfortable thing to have difficult conversations with people, but you have to do it if you want to get resolution or you want to move forward from something, you know. And so I know, like, I've been more vocal about my needs, whether, again, that's in personal and professional relationships. Like, no, you're not just going to walk all over me. You're not going to tell me what I can and can't do. I'm an adult, so, and I have boundaries and I have values. So yeah. And then, you know, working on regaining my confidence. And I know y'all may not think that I may not have confidence, but I had to work on rebuilding that, because when I went through my divorce, that did something to me, you know, and going through any type of trauma will do that to you. You know, and I'm still working on the procrastination. I am still working on that. So y'all pray for me. And then I also became more disciplined and intentional about things that I want in my life. Like, call it like you want it and go after it. And then I've also prioritized my mental health, and because life be lifing, life will kick you in your behind. So you have got to keep pushing, and you have to understand, you know, what's holding you back from what you want, so that you can move on. So my What the Sip today, well, it was supposed to be a couple of weeks ago. It was Sierra and Russell. They had celebrated their 8 years of marriage. And, you know, it was interesting to me because people in the comments were calling them corny. Like, why can't it? And it's just like, why can't it just be two people that evolved and have grown in life and they know exactly what they want? Why do they have to be corny? Like, that's crazy to me. So I'm sick of people. I want people to call me and tell me that I'm corny when I'm madly in love with my man. All right. And then the other thing was, you know, in light of just all the election stuff, I don't get political, but I really need people to stop bothering my fellow Capricorn sister, Michelle Obama, about becoming president, because she don't want to. So leave her alone so she can go mind her business. She don't want that job. All right. So yeah, that's a wrap, guys. I will see you next week. Next week's episode is actually going to be about this book that Pastor Rudy, which I had on at the end of season 8, he recommended a book called Calling in the One. And it was an amazing book. And it's not just what you need to do to meet that person, but it's a journey of self-discovery and really looking at things that you need to do to get ready for that person. So talking about that book next week, and I will see y'all next week. So thanks for tuning in, guys. And all right, I'm out.